Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
Hello, we are back here with another review on a new look. Now, I understand this is months ago, over the late year of 2019, but this is still going. To no avail. I didn't want to complain about this because at least it was a change that was, I guess, his own doing. It was addressed on TV, but it all came up to an ongoing feud with King Corbin. I'm talking about Shorty G in the long run, or Chad Gable, formerly part of the American Alphas. At least the most notable thing he did was technically on NXT. I don't want to try to denounce him. Do I think this change is going to get him any championships? Probably, because WWE always makes bad decisions. Do I think that this position's ever going to get him over? No. He comes around looking like Freddy from iCarly from a Make-A-Wish Space Jam's basketball bench team. And he just looks like anybody Dan Schneider used to, drug teenage girls to put on a show. I don't... Chad Gable has, above average athleticism, and he only does the same stuff, just taking up little bumps because, of course, he's a shorter person. And you can play off that the guy's a short athlete, but the guy's an Olympian. You couldn't even try to, bring something like he's a spoiled, heelish Olympian with a chip chip on his shoulder. It's like basic stuff that got Kurt Angle over, or something that they were about to do with Jason Jordan, being the son of a Hall of Famer. The equivalency of that is mind-boggling. How much Chad Gable has, lacked looking like a complete little shit. And no pun intended. I obviously hate Shorty G. The gimmick, the look, the way he didn't even change most of his wrestling style, to that he literally built himself up to have the underdog persona. And it has the saddest thing when you have an underdog persona and you don't get over, when you're obviously having the most blandest look. You have the most retarded look that look like the lack of creativity in a cob back in the SVR games, and you literally had to crop a struggling Neon G on a vest with shorts and knee pads and wrestling boots. That's something an autistic kid would do on SVR 8 if there was a lack of creative creations, or at least a lack of creatability from the kid's lack of a mindset, if you know what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's borderline retarded. I can't. I don't like this, always, dismaying dismaying everybody as a wrestler. It's just, there's really nothing liable, or at least something inspiring about Chad Gable. There really isn't. The guy at least had something going for him. The only thing optimistic fans had about Gable was he was actually the plausible favorite to become Kurt Angle's son for the storyline on Raw. But then in the shakeup, Jason Jordan was picked up because he was more of the sizable fit, even though he's black. And all this BS made him have another impromptu black tag team partner with Shelton Benjamin for a while. He only had one tag team with success, and it was shockingly a guy from TNA and a former U.S. champion out of Robert Roode. Yes, Robert Roode has, of course, some tag team experience, but from another company. He's never been part of a notable tag team. He wasn't even part of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So he just comes around having the most forgettable Raw tag team title reigns because he just kept going back and forth with the Revival and Carl Anderson and Gallows. And he started having these okay matches with Andrade. He had a good showing in the tournament against Corbin, but came up short. And no pun intended again, god damn it. And yet, he comes around like having a 50-50 booking feud with a guy that should already be pushed up to the main event scene. And yet, they still treated him like a lower to mid Carter. For no reason. And the guy came around with a notepad at the time with Shelton Benjamin. I guess because they were an old tag team from like 2017. This didn't even came up to bite him except for Benjamin to just come up saying that he's short. I didn't even know where he was for a while except until I saw a couple clips of him on 205 Live. So, yeah. Do I think like Shorty G's ever gonna win a championship? Obviously, but that doesn't always relate to success or at least being popular in WWE. Tell to many other guys that won championships and hasn't got themselves over. There's a lot of examples. You don't even remember a lot of Intercontinental champions or 24/7 champions because, at least for the hardcore title, I remember Crash Holly, Hardcore Holly, Kane, uh, Bradshaw, nearly every mid-carder and a few mid-eventers held the hardcore title. 24/7 title is just jobbers. I think Chad Gable even held it. Now here he is, and don't correct me. Don't you dare correct me. I'll call him whatever I want. I am not calling him Shorty G. That sounds like a white rapper from like 2006 that was, brutally jumped. Or at least somebody from the Wild Grinders cartoon. I hate Shorty G. I despise Shorty G. It looks dumb. It brings more of a dismay, or my respect of the Shorty G name is the equivalent to Drake Maverick, that episode of Raw, pissing on Robert Roode's robe. I have no respect. If you guys think that I'm gonna care about a legit midget and his gimmick is that he's the borderline underdog when it came into guys like El Torito and Hornswoggle treated with more legitimacy than this dude, then there's a problem. There's a strict, there's a, like a there's like an unbiblical rule that hasn't been like led astray here in the WWE. And yet this guy isn't released. The guy that hasn't done anything and he's been called up since 2016 strictly because of his successful tag team with American Alpha after having like good matches with like Enzo and Kaz and Revival. And he comes around just changing his whole everything. And he was notable to be a tag team specialist. This is awesome. See how I feel about the Shorty G, like the Shorty G career at this point, because absolutely, this is a borderline in title dumpster fire. That's it coming from the DSD show. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Help the channel grow up to 30 subs so we can keep growing. And there's a reason for me to do this.